In our daily lives, we often focus on what's going wrong instead of what's going right. We say, I wish I had this, or why don't I have that? But while we're busy wishing for more, we forget to appreciate what's already in our hands. Think about it. If a well has no fish, do we call it worthless? But the fresh water it provides, the lives it sustains, and the crops it helps grow, aren't these gifts enough? Today's story is about this kind of mindset, a lesson that can transform your entire life. It will teach us how the absence of appreciation can blind us, and how a single moment of awareness can turn our struggles into valuable experiences. Many years ago, when merchants still traveled across deserts with camel caravans, there lived two brothers named Omar and Khalil. Their characters were completely opposite. Omar was thoughtful and grateful, while Khalil was impatient and restless. They had been trading goods in a distant kingdom for nearly 4 years. Now their souls yearned to return to their desert village, where their aging parents waited anxiously for their return. One morning, Omar remained peaceful as usual, but Khalil erupted in frustration. Their guide abandoned them at the desert's edge, claiming the sandstorm season made travel too dangerous. Left with no alternative, they began their journey on foot, carrying heavy bags of goods they had earned. They walked briskly, hoping to reach the first oasis before the scorching afternoon sun. The first stretch of desert they crossed was known for deadly scorpions hiding beneath the sand. With each step moving cautiously, they navigated the dangerous terrain. Their legs ached with fatigue, their lips cracked from dehydration, but thoughts of home pushed them onward. Eventually, they spotted the oasis in the distance. More bad luck. When they arrived, the waterhole had nearly dried up from months without rain. There was barely enough to fill one small container. After discussing it, they decided to ration the water carefully and continue their trek. With tremendous willpower, they pressed forward through the burning sands. But disaster struck once more. Khalil stumbled over a hidden rock, and their precious water container shattered on the ground. Every drop soaked into the thirsty sand. Omar, relieved his brother wasn't injured, thanked the heavens and adjusted the cloth wrapped around his head for protection. But Khalil's anger only deepened. Now they faced endless miles of desert with nothing to drink. And then, unexpectedly, a fierce sandstorm began to rise. In panic, they searched desperately for cover to protect themselves from the stinging sand that threatened to bury them alive. Miraculously, behind a large dune, they discovered an abandoned stone shelter. Perhaps some nomad had built it long ago. They rushed inside for safety. While collecting morning dew from the stone walls, Khalil grumbled bitterly. What a cursed journey. First our guide deserted us, then the oasis was empty, and now this sandstorm. After enduring all these hardships, will we even survive to see our family again? When the storm finally cleared around midday, they resumed their difficult walk. Gradually, the endless dunes gave way to rocky ground, and they could see the outline of villages far ahead. But now the afternoon heat was unbearable, and hunger gnawed at their empty stomachs. At last, they reached an enormous ancient cactus standing alone in the desert. They collapsed in its shadow, ate the last pieces of dried bread from their bags, and leaned against its thick trunk in complete exhaustion. Suddenly, Khalil complained once more. What good is this cactus? It's massive and provides some shade, but it bears no dates or figs. It's completely worthless. Omar said nothing and pondered quietly. Yes, the cactus had no fruit, but wasn't its shade a precious gift under this merciless sun? Just then, a wise, ancient voice emerged from the cactus itself. I am the great cactus in whose shadow you now rest. For centuries I have endured storms and droughts that would kill any other plant.
My body stores water in this parched land, and my presence marks the path for lost travelers. Every living thing serves its purpose. Do not judge me worthless by examining only what I lack. Look with wiser eyes. Khalil froze, his face turning pale with shame and understanding. With deep respect, he said, "Forgive me, noble Cactus. I spoke without thinking. Thank you for teaching me to see clearly." From that moment forward, the brothers learned an important truth from the cactus. People spend too much time complaining about what's absent while ignoring the abundance around them. It's like a bowl of dates. If two are spoiled and we fixate only on those, we'll never taste the sweetness of all the others. So we must train ourselves not to dwell on what we're missing, but to recognize the blessings we already possess. Gratitude has the power to transform our lives into something richer and more fulfilling. This is the end of today's story. If it touched your heart, please give it a like and share what you learned so we can continue creating meaningful stories together. Thank you so much for watching. We'll meet again in the next one.